guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige and this is my open book. In today's video, I clearly feel like messing with my emotions and I'm going to be reading 1-star reviews of my 6-star reads from the year so far. So grab a drink and grab a snack and pray for me. Alright, let's pull up Goodreads, and I have a shelf on my Goodreads where I keep track of my 6-star reads of the year. I have 8 of them on here so far. So let's just start with my first one, which is Tide by Carrie and Cole. Too dark and most of the time boring. It will nice some warning for dark situations. I think they mean it would have been nice to have a warning. And I forgot to add that he's almost a cheating bastard who is about to sleep with his whore sister who likes looking for sugar daddies. Did we read the same book? I don't remember that happening at all. Oh wait, yes I do. Yes I do. It's not what it sounds like. It's not what it sounds like. I think he's gonna like meet up with a prostitute and then he gets there and realizes it's his sister. Obviously they don't do anything. I did forget that that happened. But don't hold it against him, okay? It's not his fault. And yeah, this is very dark. I feel like it had trigger warnings, didn't it? It even has trigger warnings. Oh, it does not have trigger warnings. Okay. Maybe the Kindle version does, because I know this was like a republish by a publishing company. But I'm sure she has trigger warnings like on her website or something. Hopefully. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, that review is technically not wrong. I should have DNF'd. It's hard to pack that much abuse, neglect, and accidents on the page and still come out sweet and sexy. More than that, the writing was awkward. Please check the content warnings. I wish I had. I feel like Carrie and Cole's books are all like that. Like, I think that's part of the beauty of this love story though, is that even though the characters go through so much, they're still able to find love in each other. Like they're each other's safe space where they can feel like the sweetness and the sexiness that they never get to experience outside of their relationship. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a hot take right now, especially with the whole like Chloe Walsh drama with releasing 10. Like I understand why people wouldn't want to read books like that, but at the same time, like that is real life. Stuff like that does happen every day. So I don't really know what people are expecting. DNF due to dislike somewhere between 10 and 25%. Okay, all these people are DNFing and they're still giving it a 1 star. Don't rate your DNFs, people. I prefer my heroes and heroines to interact with each other for more than a couple of minutes once in the first quarter of the book. Well, maybe if you would have read more, you would have seen them interact more. There's a thought. Okay, this could get me mad. Maybe this wasn't a good one to start with. If you don't know the premise of this book, it is about like her being kidnapped for years and then he rescues her from the situation. So a lot of people are leaving reviews saying that it seems predatory, but when you read it from his point of view, like he doesn't see her like that at first. The more time they spend around each other and like feelings develop over time. I don't know. I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm gonna go to the next one. Okay, next was The Puck Chase. This was the 3rd book in the Fairfield U series by Gian Wright. It's a male-male hockey romance. Oh, I love these characters so much. Okay, I'm scared. DNF like 10%. No plot, lil bro. All these people are DNFing. What do you mean no plot? They are the plot. It was a book, that's for sure. Okay. People. Most people don't even leave a review. They just rated it 1 star and didn't say anything. See, I feel like they just don't have anything bad to say because the book is perfect, in my opinion. I said what I said. Okay, that one didn't really have that many. Let's go to Under an Endless Moon by A.L. Jackson. Okay, I already know most people when they read A.L. Jackson books, they don't like her writing style, so I feel like that's going to be a thing. Because she does write in kind of like a prose way. Unfortunately, this author consulted a thesaurus, so she has all the words. This book easily could have been reduced by 1/3 if the same sentiment wasn't restarted 3 different ways. Have some faith in your readers. We got it the first time. I'm telling you though, like I think that's what's amazing about her writing is that she really drives home the emotion. She doesn't just say something once. She like lets you sit with the emotions for a little bit before she moves on to the next scene. I find that impactful. This person finds it annoying. I don't know what to tell you. The Saint for me, I hate the whole it's always been you trope, but the MMC sleeps around while the FMC has to endure it. Honestly, that's valid. I think that's valid. I feel like that does happen a lot. That also makes me think of like Claire and Gibbsy from Boys of Tommen. Wow, it's the second time I've talked about that book series in this video. I'm so sorry. It's just taking up my whole personality right now. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like that is pretty popular with, especially like this one, his brother's best friend. So even though he's always like had a soft spot for his friend's sister, he does like sleep around because he feels like, oh, like I'm not good enough for her. I'll never get to be with her anyway. So like it doesn't matter. Versus her, it's almost like she's saving herself for him. So I can see why that would give people the ick. I do recognize that, but I love them. Okay, see, most of these have a 1-star rating, but then people don't actually say anything. See, if you can't explain why you gave it a 1 star, then I feel like you're just a hater. Me being a hater. Okay, next is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This one does have a lot of hate. This one does. So these are going to be interesting. Time of Death, page 222. DNFing after the 3rd time he licked her tears. Which is 3 times too many. Got the ick so many times, I'm out. And no, this is not kinky. That's not even the reason for the 1 star, by the way, just an observation. Boring and annoying in every way. I feel like people definitely debate over the fact that if this is kink or not. Like, what is the definition of kink? Let's just Google it, because I feel like everyone is talking about it in a different way. The use of sexual practices, concepts, or fantasies that are not conventional. Yeah, so any kind of like non-normative sexual behavior. I don't know, like just because something is kinky doesn't mean it has to be like super hardcore and like really out there and like very adventurous. Like I don't think it has to be those things in order for it to be considered kinky, in my personal opinion. Like it also has to do with like the intimacy between the characters and how they get to that intimacy, and almost like again, just like not doing things just to conform to actual like societal pressures. It's just like, I don't know, I personally didn't find this not kinky enough like a lot of people are saying. Oh my god. DNF 45%. I can't do it. Can someone tell me which chapter all the characters drown into the deep end water and die? Wow, that's mean. Yeah, I'm still searching for the kink. Yeah, you think the kink got lost in the printing? I would rather jump off a cliff into a deep end of water than read this again. 50 Shades of Grey, but the Shein version. Okay, that's good. That's clever. DNF at around 20%. I'm sorry, but I don't like the friend's ex trope. FMC, getting with the friend's ex-boyfriend a few weeks after they break up from a 7-year relationship. Yes, I know the friend encouraged them to get together, but I could tell this would lead to drama at some point, which I wasn't in the mood for. I had no connection to Scarlett and Lucas, and I found them both unlikable. Dialogue was cringe. They're in college. It's fine. It's fine. And yeah, the friend does encourage it, so like I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So yeah, most people are just complaining about the kink aspect. Again, matter of opinion, I think. I loved it. I was obsessed with them. Indigo by Beverly Jenkins. How could someone have bad things to say about this book? I truly don't know. Even my husband gave this book 5 stars. Oh my god. Someone literally put a list of questions of why they think this book has logic errors.
How is Hester, educated and land rich, so poor? No chickens or garden. How is she feeding all these passengers? Is she buying that much food and no one is suspicious? Why is Galen, who helps slaves escape, insistent on going outside? Why would Hester leave her papers in an empty house? What is the purpose of meeting?
Oh my god, they're like criticizing everything. This is a work of fiction. Just enjoy it. Like, stop overanalyzing everything, for real. Okay, this one's kind of funny. It started better than I expected, but then it was all downhill from there. Here are some of the notes I made whilst reading. Hester's opinion of Galen being the rudest man she's ever met just bubbles up out of nowhere. Sure, he's a little blunt and stubborn, but he's not noticeably mean. And she only decides she doesn't like him when it's convenient for her. I don't get it. The history element isn't woven in as it should be. So I feel like I'm getting a history lesson at times, which is both patronizing and distracting. What? No! That was like one of my favorite parts. But I love learning about history, so maybe that's just a opinion. I don't know. Hester is supposed to be a very sensible and intelligent and clued up girl, and yet whenever Galen is in the same room as her, she's all flutters. I don't think you've ever been in love before. I think that's your problem. She only chooses to remember her fiance when it suits her. Yeah, because he's literally, that's all it is. It's just a marriage of convenience. Galen gets an erection practically every time he looks at her, and I want to cry. Okay, that kind of tracks. The slowly evolving love story and the steamy, dragged out sexual awakenings of the innocent. I found myself cringing at the description of their lovemaking. Yeah, I feel like with historical romances, sometimes they can be a little cringe. But it's also like the novelty of it, you know? I loved it. Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. Cam is so fucking annoying, grow up. Okay, this review is like pages long. I'm just gonna read the beginning. If I could give you a 0, that would still be too high. I need to talk to the admin to let me rate it in negatives, because what the hell was that? Wild where? Wrangled where? Okay, fair enough. Let me start with what I liked. There's like one thing she likes. Although I prefer if the flashback chapters weren't all in cursive. It's because they were their notes, the handwritten notes. They were definitely the best part of the book. They were 17, so being dumb was excusable. Oh, like you're perfect? I'm 30 and I'm still dumb. They didn't show nor tell us why Dusty fell for her and why he courted her, but it was still cute. Until that flashback chapter when the teacher had him read the note out loud. It could have been a cute confession if he didn't read it out loud for everyone to hear, and then they forgot they're in a classroom taking an exam with the teacher and other students, and they made out and people cheered. Are we okay? Yeah, that happening in a classroom would be crazy. But in a book it was cute. Okay, and then she proceeds to have paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs upon what she didn't like, but I'm gonna skip that because I don't need to hear it. Oh, people wrote paragraphs. I'm so sorry, Dusty, that you had to fall in love with such a selfish, stupid woman. She doesn't deserve you. I do love Dusty, and I did feel bad for him, so I understand. Dusty carried this book. He poured his heart out for her. Yeah. So everyone just basically hates Cam and think that Dusty deserves better, which is okay. But justice for Cam, because there were parts of her that I related to. So like, does that mean I'm selfish? I don't know. Okay, next is Front Runner by Elsie Silver, another cowboy romance. This is one that I did not think I was gonna like, and it took me by surprise. Oh, I see a 5-star rating from Mariana very first. Stefan Dalco could punch me in the face and I'd thank him. That is all. Okay, to the 1-star reviews. He called her kitten 3 times. That's not even that many times. The second one, he called her kitten. Why do people hate that so much? Oh man, these characters had no chemistry. Everything was so bland. There was no real emotion. Stop. Okay, wait. I DNF'd at 36% in. Stefan really is like an injured rat. He grosses everyone out and I'm drawn in. I want to swoop in and bandage up his broken parts and watch them heal. I think that was one of the worst paragraphs I've ever read in a book. There's no chemistry and it was so incredibly dull. Stefan has some major mommy issues and Mira wants to swoop in and heal his inner child. I'm hoping some young girl doesn't read this shitty book and think to herself that loving someone means you need to heal a problematic rat boy. Just no. Even problematic rat boys need love, okay? Rude. Reminder not to read this author again. I accidentally bought this book, having forgotten that I had tried the second book in the series and that it was poorly written. The writing overly relies on cliched expressions. Have you not read romance before? And I'm sorry, how dare you insult Elsie Silver in this way? Please. You accidentally bought it? I don't believe you. There's also too much emotion from the outset when the reader has no idea what's going on. What? What are you even saying? You don't have a leg to stand on. Okay, moving on. The last one, okay, I technically have Fearless on my 6-star list, which is the 3rd book in the Powerless trilogy, but I feel like I should just go to Powerless to read the reviews. Because I feel like if someone made it all the way to Fearless, they probably like it. So we're just gonna go with the Powerless 1-star reviews. This one's gonna be crazy because this book got so hyped. The hyped books always have the worst 1-star reviews. What in the Red Queen, Hunger Games, Divergent, Serpent and the Wings of Night, Throne of Glass, Young Elite, Shatter Me fandom mashup is this? Okay, this author has been very clear that like she gets inspiration from these other like kind of dystopian romantasy books. Like they all get inspiration from each other. I don't think that's a bad thing, because when you're done reading those books and you want more, you look for other books that are similar. What a novel concept. All the romance books have a similar setup and we still read those. Like, I don't know why people get so angry about this stuff. DNF at page 308. Do you ever have the feeling while reading that a book is trying too hard to be something it isn't? To phrase it simply, Powerless has zero originality, I think is what you mean. The book is replica of many popular books. Whatever. People are so bitter. I've read fan fictions written by 12-year-olds on Wattpad with better plot than this. No! She mentioned the word dagger 101 times. Unseasoned chicken in book form. If you took a shot every time someone smirked, said vicious little thing, or was wearing a thin shirt, you'd be hospitalized for liver damage by the second half. Seriously, what was with the thin shirts? Are these people wearing Shein? Why does everyone talk about Shein in their book reviews now? I loved it. I loved it. 1 star for Kit and Kit alone. I do love Kit. I do. Nothing of consequence happens during the majority of the book. I can give you a summary of everything that happens in the first 400 pages. Peyton steals, Kai lusts after Peyton. Peyton lusts after Kai. They hold knives to each other's throats. The end. First of all, you're wrong. Second of all, what's wrong with that? That sounds great. No, like so much happens though. There's a lot of plot. Don't listen to this person. Don't listen to this person. There's like a whole backstory, a mystery thing going on. People get murdered. She has to go on the run at the end, and that's kind of how it leads into Reckless, because something that she did that's a crazy plot point that I can't believe you don't even mention. She is more than just a lusty thief, okay? That's probably like 70% of her personality, but like you're missing the other 30%. Please, please. This is one of those books too where I truly think like it gets better. Like once you read Fearless, it makes all the books look better, because you're like, oh, that's what she was doing. Like, I understand the end result. Now I see why she did what she did leading up to it. You know what I mean? But what do I know? I'm just a girl. Okay, well, now I'm in a bad mood. But that's okay. Moral of the story, read the books that you like to read. Other people's opinions don't matter. And just because you don't like a book, that's okay. Other people do. Just because other people like a book, that's okay. You may not like it, and that's the joy of reading. Give this video a like, leave a comment down below, and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see my future videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.